Hi, this is Derek Sadie with the Blackboard Business Development Group, and I'm going to show you a walkthrough today of the Ricoh integration with Blackboard Learn. I'm going to walk through the system administrator experience, and then we'll go to the instructor experience, and then we'll go to the student experience as well. So first, I'm going to start off with the system admin experience. There's a one-time setup that the Blackboard system admin will need to do to install and enable the Ricoh connector integration on their Blackboard Learn environment. So the first step, if you haven't done it already, is to go to our extensions catalog, and you can either go to extensions.blackboard.com or this URL here, it's blackboard.com/partnership/extensions, and locate the Ricoh building block on that page. And so you'll see they're in alphabetical order. You can also search and filter, but there it is. It's called the Ricoh Blackboard Learn connector. So you can go in here, go ahead and click Get It Now. You'll walk through the little form, and you'll download the building block. And then once you've downloaded that building block, you're going to want to go to your system admin panel, and you're going to go to the building blocks area within the building blocks module and go to the installed tools. Now, I've already done it on this server, but you go ahead and hit upload building blocks. You would then browse for that building block that you downloaded. You would go ahead and open it. It would install, and once it installs, it'll show up in your list of installed building blocks. So I'm going to edit the paging here and go ahead and show all of the building blocks I have installed. And then I'm going to jump real quick down to the Ricoh building block. And when you first install it, what you're going to want to do, it shows up as Ricoh's Blackboard Learn connector. And what you're going to want to do is go into the settings here. And it's a pretty simple settings page. The scan cloud URL, print cloud URL need to be configured. And those should be by default already in there. If they're not, Ricoh can provide those to you. And then you can set the debugging level you want. The not enabled is fine for the default. And once you've submitted that, the building block is ready to go in a sense. You want to also make sure the building block is available. So you'll notice that on mine here, we've got the settings are done, but the building block also shows up as available. Once that's done, there's one more thing as an admin you need to do. The building block is on, but now we enable it within the courses themselves, the tool. So we're going to go back to the admin panel and then go back to the tools area underneath tools and utilities. Once you go in here, you're going to scroll down or go ahead and hit find and get down to the Ricoh area that's on this page. These will likely install as off. So you're going to want to at least set the system ability to on, and then you can decide how you want the course tool to manifest. What I usually do is I make sure it's available for new and existing courses. Again, the lock forces it to be on. The unlock means that it's available, but it's off by default. So instructors would have to turn it on. That's a choice that you can make. I'm going to go ahead and make it available and enforce in all my courses so it shows up for demonstration. Of course, you can always, if you have organizations, decide to have enabled or not for your organizations. Once that's done, you're going to want to submit that page. And then from the admin perspective, it's done. This tool is now available for instructors and students to use at the course perspective. Okay, now that we're done with the system admin experience and the building block has been installed and the tool has been available, let's take a look at what it looks like for the instructor. Instructor tools and student tools with regard to the Ricoh connector integration are very similar, but instructors get one additional feature in the current version of the integration. So I'll show you what that looks like. I'm going to go into a course here that I'm already enrolled in as an instructor, and it's a regular course with a variety of areas. Let's first take a look at what the tool looks like from the instructor perspective. So if I scroll down to the control panel area and expand out the course tools, in this list, I'm going to have a Ricoh Blackboard Learn connector option. So when I go ahead and click on there, I'm going to have three options. Now in this area, the very first time that an instructor goes to click in this area, if they jump into the scan to learn or print to learn tool link, it's going to ask them to single sign on with their Ricoh cloud credentials. They can also jump down to manage cloud credentials the first time and fill those things in, which I did. So I've got a cloud account. I've completed it here. Username and password. I've agreed to the conditions. I can submit that. And then that's saved. If any chance an instructor needs to redo them, they can come back and reset credentials. And those credentials will be saved throughout Blackboard Learn. So even though I'm in a particular course right now, if I were to jump to a different course that I'm in as an instructor, in this Blackboard Learn environment, I don't need to redo this. This is my Blackboard user is now connected or associated with my Ricoh Print Cloud user account, and that will be saved. So from this point forward, anytime I'm in any course, I can jump into my control panel. I can go into the Ricoh Blackboard Learn connector, and I can make use of these scan to learn or print from learn tools. Now, and without having to sign on again. let's talk a little bit about what this is. So let's first start with the scan to learn, which is probably the most powerful feature of this integration. And this right now in this version, the scan to learn feature is only available for those users enrolled as instructors in Blackboard courses. Students do not see this feature. They only see print from learn, which I'll get to in just a moment. So let's talk about the scan to learn. The idea here is that if an instructor had material that is not digital, that needs to be scanned, digitized, turned into a file, and then posted to their Blackboard course for students to see, this can help make that a little bit easier to get into the course. So if you imagine prior to me going in here, the instructor may have been on campus with, say, paper in their hand. They walked up to any Ricoh MFP, wherever it was on campus. They authenticate with their Ricoh account, or they even use a swipe card, but they authenticate. And then what they're going to do is they're going to scan in whatever that document is. Once they scan that in, they're going to save that document to their Ricoh print cloud, and they can go ahead and kind of pull that in to Blackboard. So let me show you what that looks like. When I click scan to learn, I'm going to get a window that pops up, again, using my Ricoh credentials where I've already been authenticated. And what's happening here is it's showing me a list of files that are sitting in my Ricoh print cloud, specifically files that are sitting in my scan to learn folder. To give you a little context about where these files are coming from, in this tab here, I've opened up my print cloud as this user on the Ricoh system. And if I go to my projects area, you're going to see that among other things, I've got a folder called, or project called, Scan to Print Cloud. This is the folder that the integration looks for. And whatever's in this Scan to Print Cloud will be available for leveraging usage on the Blackboard side. So you'll see these files here, and the file I'm going to use is this top one that says 10 Principles of Economics, but you see there's a variety of other files in here. Now these files likely got added to this folder when I scanned. So I was at an MFP, I scanned it in, and I was able to save the scanned file as a JPEG or a PDF and scanned it to this folder in my Ricoh print cloud right from the control panel on the MFP. I can also go in here and add files locally if I already had them. I can upload them from my own computer. But whatever is in this Scan to Print Cloud project folder that's sitting in the Ricoh print cloud is now available from here within Blackboard. And so when I pick this file, so I'm going to pick this economics PDF, and I hit submit, it'll let me add this to the content collection folder within Blackboard. So I'm actually going to import this out of that folder in my print cloud, and I'm going to browse my content collection and put this PDF in the course files folder within my Blackboard course. So I've got a chapter 1 folder that's sitting in the course content folder. So I'm going to go ahead in there and I'm going to choose the folder. So I can actually click it right there, and then I'll hit submit. So what I'm going to do is saying that I'd like this PDF that's right now in my Ricoh print cloud Scan to Learn project folder. I want to pull that out of there and stick it into the subfolder within my course files area here in Blackboard Learn. So I'll hit submit, and that file is going to get kind of moved over. And once I get a confirmation there, that file is then available for use within my Blackboard course. So it'll tell me that it was saved successfully, and then I'm back to this page. But what really happened here? Well, if I come back to the print cloud and I just, I can either refresh this or just revisit this page. If I go back into this, you'll notice that that file looks like it's gone. But if I'm in here in Blackboard and I go, say, to the course files area for this particular course, so say the content collection, and jump in here, remember that chapter 1 folder that I browsed into. If I go into that chapter 1 folder, I'm going to see that PDF, and it's right there. Now, wherever I want to use that, it's available to me from within my Blackboard course. So for example, if I were in my content area in this course, and let's say that I wanted to add this to somewhere within my chapter 2 folder. Well, I could say build content, I could choose add item, and I could say, maybe this is the chapter 2 study guide. And now that it's in my course files content folder, I can come in here, use the attach button, or I could use the browse content collection button down here, either one. But if I go ahead and click it, I can browse content collection. I can go into that chapter 1 folder, for example, and I can pick that PDF. And this now lets me use this file within my course. So I've actually moved the file from my Ricoh print cloud into the Blackboard course file structure, and then I placed it into my course for students to be able to see. And then now it's ready, and that link, when clicked, will render that PDF, and it's no longer sitting out in the print cloud. It's been moved. So that's one example of a workflow that an instructor could use. If the instructor wants to make the Ricoh tool a little more readily available to student users, so you saw me go in as the instructor into my tools area under course tools, and that's something only instructors have. Instructors can go in and make it available within the generic tools area in their course. And whatever tools are here, among those tools, we can have the Ricoh Print Cloud tool show up, and you can see it's down here toward the bottom there. Instructors can use that as well as students, or if for whatever reason instructor wants to make that a little easier to get to, they can add that to their course menu as well. So if we go to the add menu item and choose tool link, instructors could pick the Ricoh tool, give it a name, and make that available to students in their course menu. And that also will work for instructors. So see, I've added a shortcut here in my course menu. When I click it, either an instructor will jump to the tools or students can go there as well. So that's another way that tool set can be leveraged instead of looking for it in the general tools area. So that's the example of an instructor walkthrough. Now, instructors also have the ability to print from Learn, but I'm going to show it in the student context in the next part of this. All right, we've gone through the system admin experience and we just went through the instructor experience. Now let's take a look at the student experience, which is very similar to the instructor experience with one less tool available to students. So it's the same environment. I'm now logged in as a student, and this is the same course that I was in as an instructor. And my instructor actually left that Ricoh connector tool link available for me on the menu. So I could go here to Ricoh connector. It's going to pull up the same tools. Notice the student only has really the print from Learn as well as the manage cloud credentials. They do not have the scan cloud access as a student. They can go there, or they can also get it from the tools area. It's both going to go to the same place. So the Ricoh connector can be made available from tools. And again, when the student first comes in here, just like the instructor user, they can either jump right to manage cloud credentials and put in their Ricoh print cloud credentials. I've already done that here, and submit that. If they don't do that first, it's okay, because when they go to first time use one of these tools, like the print from Learn, it's going to prompt the user to enter those in. It's going to save them and then take them to the tool. What the print from Learn tool does is it leverages the single sign-on that's happening between the Blackboard environment and the Ricoh print cloud credentials for all users, students and instructors. And when a user goes into print from Learn, what this lets them do is browse either a file that is local to their computer or a file that's already sitting in their content folder, and submit that for printing to the print cloud on campus, and that then can go be released at any given printer on campus. And what that's going to do is going to upload it to the print cloud and return back my secure code to be able to release that at any printer on campus. So it's a really nice shortcut to be able to send something directly to the Ricoh print cloud right from within Blackboard, and then kind of go on your way. And that shortcut exists in the tools area of every course for both students and instructors.